Hey, it's a gloomy Tuesday in Denver right now, a sign of things to come. We're expecting our first real snowfall overnight into Wednesday morning. Some people are really excited about it. I hear a cheer from Kathy. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Our first real snow. The snow in Denver will be more than just measurable.
Something that counts.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
A dusting. If this isn't a dusting, folks, this is a few inches. We want to bring in Kathy. Kathy, it depends on where you're going to be. It always does.
Yeah.
But what are we looking at?
3 to 6 inches for Denver, heavier amounts in the foothills and areas south, and the mountains are going to do so well with this storm. And Phil, I've got all kinds of kids texting, including my own, saying, how about a snow day tomorrow, Mom? How are we looking? And I'm saying there's a chance for some areas, and school delays are a possibility as well. So we're issuing a weather impact alert for tomorrow because the storm comes in tonight. The snow develops around 10, 11 o'clock, but the worst of it's going to hit during the morning drive, and that's going to make for a very slow and difficult drive. So really a weather impact alert in effect all day for snow and cold and those winter driving conditions that none of us have had to worry about for months and months and months. Now, so far so good. I-25 and I-70, no issues, but weather impact alert for that heaviest snow tomorrow morning. Totals will be higher south and west, 3 to 6 inches across the Denver metro area. And again, this is something we haven't seen in a while, so it's going to take folks a little time to get used to seeing lighter amounts to the northeast, heavier amounts through Evergreen up to Netherland and Estes Park. I know it's hard to believe when we have a temperature of 50 degrees in downtown Denver, the warm before the storm. Snow's developing through the western slope as we speak. Winter weather advisories are already out for the mountains. They'll go out for Denver tonight, extending south to Castle Rock, north to Fort Collins, including the Boulder area. Not much snow all the way through 9:30, but then here it comes. It settles in for the morning drive, and it will take a few hours tomorrow before we start to see improving conditions as the snow ends from north to south. Much more on that morning drive forecast, the timing and impact coming up.
Thanks, Kathy. There's two things that happen. One, you realize you forgot how to shovel, and then you forget how to drive.
Absolutely, every winter.
So as we get ready for the snow tomorrow, a lot of people are thinking about shovels, coats, and then the car, because you're like, oh yeah, did I get new tires recently?
No matter how many times you drive in it, it's always a shock the first time.
Yeah.
9 News transportation specialist Brianna Fernandez has all the info on what drivers should be doing today before the roads get covered in snow.
That drive tomorrow morning will be pretty slick. So 1, give yourself plenty of extra time tomorrow morning. 2, also check your car starting today. If you haven't checked your car, you guys, now is the time to do so before we see that snow move through the Denver metro area. It doesn't take long, but it can really help you avoid headaches out on the roads. First up, traction. When winter storms hit, Colorado's traction law kicks in our interstates, so that means you're going to need one of these. A car with all-wheel drive, chains, or a recognized traction device, or approved winter, all-weather, or snow mud tires. Don't forget, those tires must have at least 3/16 of an inch of tread. If you're not sure about the conditions of your car, you can get it checked at any shop or try a simple quarter test. Now just place a quarter upside down in the tread. If George Washington's head is still visible, then that's a sign that your tires are too worn. And it's not just your tires. Also check if you have an emergency kit inside of your car. So an ice scraper, jumper cables, and a warm blanket in case you get stranded. So small things like this can make a huge difference, especially because tomorrow morning will look drastically different than what we're seeing today. For now, I'm here in Denver. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Brianna, thank you. There is some new video that shows a car losing control in snowy conditions on I-70. This was near Silverthorne. Take a look at this. A driver changing lanes on the westbound side slid off the road. This happened Sunday afternoon. The video shows heavy snow, low visibility, obviously, as the car veers off that lane there. Look at that. This is scary. State Patrol says it is a textbook example of driving too fast for the conditions at hand.
I hope that the driver learns their lesson, that obviously driving a little bit too fast in those conditions can be reckless. If you're driving like that, if you're in a hurry when it's snowing, you're putting yourself at risk and everybody else. So we all need to just slow down.
CSP also goes on to say that drivers could face a reckless driving ticket for behavior like we just saw in that video. A stretch of Broadway will be shut down overnight as crews install an overhead sign bridge at Kentucky Avenue. Broadway will be closed in both directions between Ohio and Tennessee starting tonight at 10 o'clock and then reopening tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Drivers will be detoured around the closure using Ohio Avenue, Logan Street, and Mississippi Avenue. Northbound traffic will be routed onto Mississippi, then to Santa Fe to reach I-25. Take a minute to look at the screen because that was a lot. Southbound drivers can access the interstate as usual, and exits from I-25 onto Broadway will still stay open.
Investigators in Douglas County say they've solved a nearly 40-year-old murder case. Back in 1987, a man found a 30-year-old woman dead on the side of the road. And now evidence points to a serial killer who is no longer alive. Here's Jeremy Hahola with what led to a break in that case.
38 years ago, a man driving on a road about 7 miles outside of Castle Rock found the naked body of a woman who was sexually assaulted and strangled. Her name was Rhonda Fisher, age 30, whose murder has remained a mystery for years.
She was a daughter, a sister, a cousin, and a niece. And her family members have waited nearly 4 decades for answers.
That answer was found in evidence boxes sitting on a shelf for nearly 40 years. Cold case investigators recently decided to test the bags the coroner placed over Rhonda's hands that were meant to protect trace evidence. Those 38-year-old bags were never tested for DNA evidence at the time.
DNA was not a science that was being focused on or even known in 1987. It was very, very new, and the coroner wouldn't have been doing it for that purpose, but thankfully they did so that we could solve this case.
Inside those bags, a DNA hit. Skin cells belonging to Vincent Darrell Groves, a man who died in Colorado's prison system back in 1996.
Groves is considered to be one of Colorado's most prolific serial killers. He had a long and violent history targeting vulnerable women between 1978 and 1988.
According to the sheriff, Groves is responsible for at least 12 murders and maybe more. It's unknown how he knew Rhonda Fisher. It's believed she may have been picked up hitchhiking.
While Groves cannot be held accountable in a courtroom due to his death, today we are able to finally provide answers and resolution to Rhonda's family and to her friends. It brings, frankly, closure to some other victims of Vincent Groves, just to know there were other victims out there. I have no doubt there's probably going to be other victims identified of Vincent Groves that are still out there.
In the meantime, investigators say they have been able to break this big development to Rhonda's family, who have been wondering for years about what happened. Kim, back to you.
Yeah, it's tough when you hear the suspect or the person that's guilty, they think, is dead, but it's finally like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
We thought this was the case, now we know.
Yeah, they have an answer now, and now there can be a little bit of closure.
All right, yeah, so sad for them. All right, thank you, Jeremy.
A 40-year-old man is now facing murder charges stemming from a shooting that happened in late October. Marcus McCrae is accused of shooting and killing a man on October 25th. It happened on Macon Street near Colfax. Officers say they initially responded to a shooting call in a parking lot. When they got there, they say they found a 34-year-old man who'd been shot multiple times. He later died at the hospital. McCrae now faces first-degree murder and possession of a weapon by a previous offender.